Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia Lott. This is my Sunday video. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the creation of my weekly spread for the week of April 21st through the 27th. This is what keeps me motivated and keeps me on track and organized throughout the week. I've got a habit tracker, I've got to-do lists, weekly tasks and goals, all the things. So I will walk you through that, but first I'm going to hit you with a brief public service announcement and then we will get started. This week I wanted to just talk about the concept of being at rock bottom. It's a very dramatic concept of I was just at the lowest point. Whatever the situation was, I was at the absolute worst point before I was inspired to make this change. And I made this very just 180-degree turn in my life and was able to do all these things that I couldn't do before because I reached that lowest point. But do you have to do that? You don't have to do that though. So I'm trying to get myself out of that habit of feeling as though I have to let things get to the absolute worst point before they get better. And I'm not even talking about anything super dramatic. Laundry. I don't have to wait until I don't have any more clean clothes left in order to finally say, okay, I'm going to pack up my laundry and do it. You know, like I can actually just do it on a regular basis and not let it get to the point where I'm wearing 8 layers of springtime clothes because I don't have any more winter clothes that are clean left. I have done that. Weight loss, I don't have to, speaking of clothes, I don't have to wait until my clothes, I don't have any clothes that fit me anymore. Or, if I only have sweatpants left. I don't have to wait until I get to that point. I don't have to wait until I'm very, very sick before I do something about my health. I don't have to wait until I have a negative balance in my bank account before I do something about the way that I handle my money. It doesn't always have to be either or. It doesn't always have to be a situation where I'm just waiting until I can't wait anymore before I start to make changes in my life. Think about that. Is there something in your life right now where it is starting to go on that kind of downhill slide? Maybe you're not at the bottom yet, but you are starting to approach the bottom. And maybe, take this opportunity to say, hey, when you make your habit tracker, which we're going to do in a moment, maybe think of a habit, something very small that you can apply toward that thing. Going back to laundry, that's why now I have to schedule my laundry on the calendar. April the 29th is when I am scheduled to do laundry again, but I had to make that conscious choice of like, hey, I cannot just do laundry whenever. I have to decide I'm going to do it, and I have to make it a schedule routine part of my life. So I got laundry mastered. Maybe there's like a million other things that are just falling down around me, but I at least have that. What is it for you? What is something that you can make a small adjustment toward this coming week? A relationship that you have in your life where maybe you can do something nice for someone that you know, or maybe make a phone call. Maybe there's a skill that you have stopped practicing, and maybe you can, instead of just letting yourself fall completely out of practice, maybe you can start to pick that back up again. You can make that change right now. You don't have to wait until it's at its absolute lowest point. And then I have a quote from Sincero. You don't have to hit rock bottom to make a change. You can just decide. All right, the first thing I do, I put the week. First, I do a morning check-in. Then I do a brain dump in my other journal. Next, I read goals aloud. So I have my goals written here in the front of my journal, and I just flip to this page and I read them aloud. I like looking at the colors and then just reading it aloud. It makes me happy in the morning. Okay, so I was having trouble, so I stopped and I went ahead and finished the rest of this on my own. But these are my daily tasks. This is in the morning. This is all before I start work in the morning. I make a post-it note and put it either on the bathroom mirror or somewhere in the kitchen to remind myself to do the things that are on my to-do list for today, because sometimes I don't look at my journal throughout the day, so I just need more reminders throughout the day to be able to do my tasks. I have ADHD. I need a lot of reminders and different ways to get me to do things, and I had not done that in a few weeks, and I noticed the difference in what got done. So I want to go back to doing that. Right now it's time to do the to-do list. Everything looks kind of crooked here, but that's okay. It's kind of, yeah, so what I've started doing in this bottom section is just putting my little step count. I want to get 70,000 for the week, which is 10,000 a day. So I have all the numbers right here, and then I can just add them up. Yes. Look at that. So up in the top here, I write my weekly tasks. These are tasks that I can't break down into daily chunks, really, but they are things that I'd like to do once a week. One thing I'd like to do, actually, I think I'd like to do this twice a week, is go for a walk after work. Maybe take a brief walk after work to kind of de-stress and calm down and just have that opportunity to breathe some fresh air after work, especially on the stressful days. So I think if I could do that at least twice a week, that would make me happy. So in the middle section of this page, I'm going to put my goals for the second quarter of 2024, which we're in right now. And the reason I like to do that is because I just want my goals in my face all the time. So even though I have my goals written here in the front cover, I just want to make sure that I'm looking at them throughout the day. I look at this before I go to bed as well. So it's just another thing to remind myself of what I'm going toward. I would rather not follow a goal because I changed my mind and I want to do something else. That's fine, whatever. I don't want to forget my goals at all. And so now I'm doing whatever it takes so that I remember, and also just remind myself, hey, maybe don't do this because it's going to be harmful toward this goal. So down here, ideally, I would put longer term goals such as buying a house, traveling, things like that. But I still don't have those goals entirely fleshed out. But I do know that my magic word is going to be autonomy. This is what is my North Star, my guiding force. This is what I want more than anything in life, is autonomy. I'm gonna put my magic word here and then think of some different things that might reflect my autonomy. So these are some things as I figure out what to do with this bottom section, and as I start to think about long-term goals, these are some things that I think about when I think of autonomy. So no asking for permission for time off, being able to work at midnight if I want to, just not being restricted by time schedules and having to work at the same time every day throughout the week. I do not want to work at midnight. I used to be such a night owl. I'm not anymore, but it would be nice if I just one day decided I wanted to work at midnight. I could. And being able to set my workspace up however I wish, and that means my physical workspace as well as my computer. If I don't want a big monitor on my desk, or if I don't want to use certain apps or certain programs because I don't like them, then I don't want to have to use them. If I can find something else that can do the same job, I'd prefer to use that. So things like that, being able to use the tools that I'd like to use in order to complete my work. I think that's part of autonomy as well. And also, yeah, just being able to work at my own pace. I do work well with deadlines, but at the same time, sometimes I may wish to work faster. Sometimes I may wish to work slower. As long as I'm meeting the deadlines and hitting the targets that I'm supposed to be hitting, that's what matters. I think that all falls under autonomy, and these are all things that I do not have right now. So anyway, this is my weekly spread. What are some areas in your life that have started to kind of slip through your fingers that maybe you can make a small change toward and start to take control of that thing again? Where are we at? Leave me a message in the comments. I would love to know. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you have a wonderful week. Please leave me a like if you like this video, and leave me a comment down below if you have something you'd like to share. And I will give you what is this on my hand? Dang it. Upside down wave goodbye. Have a wonderful week, y'all.